we did our control board yesterday, so we need to sort out the power before we do anything. So we've done that. Now we've got Anson plug here, hook up into the smart stream, which is all remote control. So you're going to see it for the first time, turning it on. This is remote control. So we're going to have to put a bungee cord or something like that, or we'll just leave that in our pocket. There's a charging port by the look of that at the top. So when it gets low, I can charge it in the truck. Looks like a C port. I might have to find out about that. It might be a battery in there, but we got it there. So we can just turn our power on. It says there's slight angle on things, 0.7. So what we want to do is SH is this one. So let's have a look at this. Let's go up to 1. Yeah. Better turn him on first. Hang on. What have we done? Alright, so we just turn that on. Alright, there we go. So we just got to activate the colour. Battery link is green is the soap and red is the SH. So that's gone around. That gauge is on 16.7. So we go up to the second one. That one's moving around to 30%. Watch where the light goes on the third one. On the third one, it's going right around to 50%. So let's go all the way to 6. Active should be 100. It's like watching the pokies go up. Alright, so that's up on that. So what we want to do is, say you're washing the job and you forget what you're on, so you can press the status and the light should show up on that 6. It shows you where you are, 6. And because I haven't got the soap on, so let's do the soap on 2. So you see the light flashing on 2, and that'll go up on there. So soap only goes to the third point. So you see it's on the third one, it goes to 100%. So back it down. You would only have to go to the 1. 1 or 2 is mainly what you'd use. Hey Todd, getting her all done. So that'll be, yeah, that'll be perfect. So 1 or 2, and then what we want to do is check the status. So you see the 1 flashing and the 6 flashing. I suppose you want to turn the soap off, you just go like that. And then it just comes back down to 0. And then obviously if you want to turn the chlorine off, you just get the chlorine off and that'll go all the way back down to 0, which will give you straight water. Because the water is always on. I got it off at the moment because I'm not using it. But that'll go all the way back down to, it'll be 0.4% because it's on an angle or something. I'm not quite sure about that one. But that is the smart stream. We got it all wired up, which I wanted to do. Now we're going to get it all plumbed up SH will come straight into the top of the tank and the water. We're going to hook up the 3-way valve next. So we've got to cut a hole in the side here to get into the bypass section. So we'll trim out a hole in that to get into there, so we can hook up our 3-way valve so we can bypass and do direct water feed. So we're slowly getting there, making a bit of a mess. Got the graveyard sitting over there. Smart stream will be going. Once I got this one plumbed up, then the smart stream will be going on, because I don't need the smart stream today. The biggest thing is I got a roof clean that was delayed on Friday because of rain. So I'm repping my jumper. So the biggest thing for me today is to get this hooked up. The lid's open. Get this hooked up. Get the pump hooked up. And then, sorry, then I'm good to go, do that job. I got a line stripping job today, so I got to remove 20 lines from a car park, which is hot water and stripper, which be interesting video. But we wanted to get this hooked up today. 24 volt system. Once we get our fuse box coming in the mail, then we can get all that wired up and everything's dialed up this week, hopefully. By the end of the week, everything should be on the truck, hopefully, and be sweet. And then we can be super pumping everything. Super pumping every roof we can touch. All right, so just bear with us. We're busy and we're getting there slowly, because this is not an easy process. This takes hours of work to work out dimensions, where it's going, plumbing. It just takes time, because I'm not a professional. I'm a part-time. What size hoses are you using to double fit? No, I got 1 inch. I got 1 inch lines, because I already had 1 inch lines for my other system. So I got 1 inch lines coming straight out of the bottom of the tank. So literally it will run about 1 meter into the back of the system here, which I'll put an angle piece going down, so it's nice. So yeah, that's not really a problem with water flow. I could beef it up later, but 1 inch is all I think I need for that system. So maybe if I hook up 2 super pumps together, then I might need a bigger system. Problem we do have is the soap barb is bigger. It's more like a 1/2 inch. So I do have another connector for that, but I'm only using 10 mil hose coming out of the soap tank, so we might have to change that a little bit, or we'll just get up in here and rip that little 90 out and put a new one in. But problems later on. I can go without soap today. That's not a problem. I can deal with soap later. But yeah, thanks for watching. We're going to get into some plumbing now.